name is Jital. I'm from Coastal Occupational Therapy, and we're a mobile therapy service. We're covered by Medicare Part B, and we do provide the therapy services at your location. So we do come to the house and provide the OT services to you guys. Anyone fall in at least once? Twice? Oh. Any fall that led to a serious injury or a fracture? Me as well. Okay. My fall was at home, downstairs, because I didn't turn on the lights. If I had my PowerPoint presentation, I would skip it. One of my biggest advice that I tell people, turn on the damn lights, especially at nighttime. It was early in the morning and I didn't turn on the lights because I was rushing to go to work and I took a tumble and then I fractured my foot. So falls can happen at any time to anyone. If you're 10, 40, or 65, it doesn't matter. So falls can happen. There's accidents, but then there's also a lot of other contributing factors that lead to falls. The reason that falls are more concerning as we age is because our bodies take a lot longer to recover. And again, also, the falls lead to more serious injuries. And the injuries, again, if our bodies are slower, it's a lot of recovery process, longer time to recover. What I want to ask is, do you think falls are a normal part of aging? No. Right, it's not. Falls are not a normal part of aging. What is a normal part of aging? Gray hair? You won't believe it, but I have. I've got a lot of gray hair up here. Vision changes, right? Our bone density decreases. That means our bones get a lot more fragile. So when you do have those falls, and you're more prone to having those fractures. And then again, the recovery process. Those are all normal parts of aging, amongst other things. Our wrinkles, our overall we start to slow down a little bit. But falls are not a normal part of aging. So what's causing these falls? Certain conditions like diabetes, heart conditions, people have neuropathy and you don't have the sensation of pins and needles that you feel in your feet. Cognitive impairments, medications. Those are some of the things that may be leading to a fall. Sometimes falls just happen. A lot of my clients will say, well, I just fell, I'm not sure what happened. But there's always an underlying factor. Something's going on that's leading to these falls. Most of the time when you dig deeper and I start asking questions, we realize it's, oh, my knees just kind of gave out. I was turning in the kitchen or the bathroom and my legs just gave out. Why are they giving out? Something's happening, right? So we're going to go straight into what can we do to prevent those falls from happening. Regular vision and hearing checks. A lot of times it's just that. We'll have a lot of clients who they're wearing glasses, they're 7, 8 years old and haven't had a vision check in recent years. So your vision may be off. You may not be seeing something on the floor, your depth perception may be off. So regular vision checks, hearing checks. Because if your vestibular system, where is your balance coming from? Our inner ear, right? So if you are wearing hearing aids, sometimes people have impacted ears as well, so they need to be cleaned. So regular checks with that will really help. Getting adequate sleep, something very, very simple that we overlook. And then back to the medications, being knowledgeable about the side effects of the medications we're taking. So medications that lower your blood pressure, medications that lower your blood sugar, and then again, medications that affect your brain function. Those are the top 3 that I found that they don't lead to falls, but they can have an effect when you're falling. So what can we do? Aside from getting the regular vision checks, going to the doctors, maintaining hydration, getting enough sleep, home safety. On our table over there, there's a pamphlet that goes through a checklist of all the different rooms in your house, starting from the kitchen, bathroom, living room, and so forth, and the different tips and tricks that you can follow to keep your house safe for you. Getting rid of those extra rugs, any cords that you have on the floor, making sure they're tucked away. Any grab bars if you need in the bathrooms, they're installed, adaptive equipment. We got a whole example over there of different types of shower chairs, commodes, using appropriate adaptive equipment and devices like canes, walkers if you needed those as well. And also ramps too. A lot of times, as simple as getting in and out of the garage, because you have that almost a foot and a half of a look down, and that's where a lot of the trips and falls happen. And then you're trying to carry all those grocery bags up, and you have nothing to hold on to. Simple ramp would do the trick. You'd be easy to get up and down. Lights. Going back to my situation, night lights if you can, or leave a closet light on, so at least the pathway's illuminated when you're getting up in the middle of the night. A lot of times people say, well, I get up a lot to go to the bathroom, especially if we're on diuretics, those water pills that are causing you to wake up frequently through the night. Then do turn the lights on, keep them on. At least that way you can see where you're going and not take a tumble downstairs. Physical exercise. Research says one of the best thing you can do for yourself to prevent from falling is to keep your physical body active. And also your cognition. So just the way we exercise our muscles to get them stronger, we have to stimulate our senses. And what does that mean? So when you stimulate our senses, if you don't stimulate your senses, your cognition diminishes. So going out for walks. Listening to music, if you're into art, going to a museum, things like that, things that kind of challenge your mind to think a little bit more, right? Doing all those difficult puzzles, activities in the craft room, all those things that stimulate your brain. Physical activity, okay, how much physical activity should we be doing? Typically 150 minutes a week. That amounts to 30 minutes a day, half an hour of your time, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. So half an hour of moderate intensity activity or exercises a day is good enough. And then you want to do a combination of these activities. So in the bags that we have before you guys go, there's a pamphlet in there that shows you the different combination of activities and exercises that you should be doing. So aside from the 30 minutes that you're going to be doing a day, add on muscle strengthening exercises. So if you've got water bottles, cans, or dumbbells, if you have a gym here, add 2 days to do strengthening exercises. Lunges are really great, actually. Lunges are a really good strengthening exercise. Squats. And again, if you have weights, you can pick up the weights and add on those strengthening exercises as well. Because it's not just about the endurance that you're going to get while we do the half hour of exercise, but the flexibility, the strength, and the range of motion. A combination of those will keep you more limber, a lot more stable to be able to hold yourself, and you don't have those loss of balances, right? Because you need to have that strength in your core and your back. So you need to have your back stronger, leg strength, knee, hip joints, all of those bigger joints that need to be stable and be able to have a proper range of motion. Like if you were standing here and if I said, go ahead and give me 5 kicks to the side and forward, how high can you kick? Right? A lot of times we have tightness in our hips and we're only going up to here. What does that mean? Well, then that changes how you walk also, right? Your step length changes. Maybe you're moving a little bit side to side because you've got low back pain. So a combination of exercises. Just because you go for a walk every day shouldn't suffice. Add on different types of exercises. Go for a walk, go for a swim, maybe a brisk walk. If you play tennis, bocce, someone said, anything that kind of gets your heart going a little bit, okay? So 30 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, and then add 2 days where you're going to do some strengthening exercises. Moderate, so the half an hour that you're doing, what does that include? The brisk walking, water aerobics, dancing, gardening, tennis, all of those exercises. Now, those are all the little tricks that we're going to be doing to keep ourselves healthy and strong so we don't fall. But what happens when we do fall? What happens when we're on that floor? What are we supposed to do? Scream.
Get up.
Get up. I'll tell you a quick story about myself, and then I had one client of mine. So when I fell, I was rushing, fell down the stairs, missed a few steps, and I landed on the landing, and I kind of curled up, and I'm like, that hurt. And immediately, I knew something was wrong with my right foot, but I got up almost instantly. I got up because I was in a rush, right? I had a client at 9. I got up, went straight to the bathroom, and I started drying my hair. I dried my hair like this. So my head was already down. And then I collapsed onto the floor. Because my body went into this shock. As soon as you fall, your body goes into this trauma, this shock, right? But I didn't give it that time, or all the breathing, the oxygen to get my body to relax, and I just kept going. So I started brushing my hair, couldn't take it, sat on the toilet seat, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. Got up again, started doing my hair, and this time my entire body just was cold, and I was on the floor. And it took my sister about 15 minutes before she came down and she found me. And I'm like, I need sugar, I need something, you know, to kind of revive myself. And then I laid on the couch, and I immediately looked at I took my shoe off, and I looked, and it was already swollen. And then I went to work for the next 3 days. So no good. This is none of that I recommend at all. But that's what happens a lot of times is, you know, you're just like, okay, I fell, you got up, it's fine. We tell clients that go to the doctor. Get yourself checked out. You may have a hairline fracture, it may be worse. But my mom said no, she didn't want to go. And she only went 4 days later. Thankfully, nothing happened, but a lot of times it can be something really bad. So what do you do when you do have that fall? First, you know, if you're conscious, take a deep breath. You know, it's, again, that body goes into that trauma, that shock, so you want to take several deep breaths and just try to relax. It's hard, it's easier said than done, but that's the first thing you want to do, because again, remain still on the ground. This will help you get over that shock of falling. And then kind of, you know, look around your environment, look at yourself, decide if you're hurt, any visible wounds, any visible bleeding. If not, then, you know, you can go to the next step. If there is any visible bleeding, you know something's broken. If you have your phone on you, or your life alert, or anything, that's when you want to use that. If you get up too quickly or in the wrong way, again, it makes the injury worse. I walked on my broken foot for 4 days and it made it worse. If you're able, and if you're not injured, if you're not bleeding, or if you're able to get up, you can crawl to a sturdy chair. If you have the capability to go ahead and sit down in that chair, and then you can go from there, go call for help. But you don't want to get up right away after you fall. If you are like, you know, falls are different. Sometimes you'll fall on their sides, fall on their back. The biggest thing what Steve was talking about is you roll. If you can, you want to roll to the side, get on that lunge position on Amanda said, and you want to bring yourself up that way, as long as nothing's broken, okay? Life alerts or cell phones. Aside from turning on your lights and having walkers and all the devices that keep you safe, if you do have a cell phone, keep it with you. Why is it sitting on the kitchen table? No one's there to make those calls for you. If you have a life alert or a bracelet or a necklace, wear it. It's not going to make the call for you if you fall and it's sitting somewhere else. Because when I was working a few years ago, one of my clients, the nurse went in at 8 o'clock to do his medications. I wasn't scheduled to go until noon. I went in at noon, I knocked on the door, knock, no one's answering the door. I know he's supposed to be home because he could not get out. And called the office, and we're supposed to do the checks anyway. I opened the door. He's lying on the kitchen floor since 8 o'clock after the nurse left. She gave him the meds and he went to get breakfast, and he had fallen probably 10 minutes after. So from noon till, 8 o'clock till noon until I got there, just on the floor. He was very seriously injured. So no cell phone, because the cell phone was somewhere else, and the life alert was somewhere else. So you don't want to be in that position where you just don't have the help, or you can't get the help. So if you have these devices in place, make use of them. I don't want to be walking in on you 4 hours later when you're seriously dehydrated and severely injured. Exercises. We talked about those balance exercises. So aside from the regular 30-minute exercises and all these other things you're going to be doing, there's specific balance exercises that you can do. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but I printed all of them out and they're all on our table. Use a chair to do them if you need support. If you can challenge yourself, you can do it with one hand or no hands, but a lot of them that are on there will help you improve your balance. There's a lot of really good stretches in there that